Let's do What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. I get mixed up with my podcast and my webinars. So what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. My name's Ricardo Bueno, and today I'm joined by this awesome rock star here, Noah Cronfly. Noah, what's up? Tell us who you are, what you do.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. So I have been in the digital marketing space for the last couple of years, mainly running ads in the real estate mortgage niche. So you and I have been connected, working on a lot of projects together, and super excited to go through some of the stuff today.
So here's what I want you guys to imagine. Imagine the thing that you're really, really, really good at and that you just enjoy doing, or that you can do like in your sleep with your eyes closed. That's Noah. Noah's really good at the stuff that he does. I don't know how he does it so well. I don't know how he does it so fast. but this kid is a genius. So
appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Today, the topic that we're going to tackle is understanding custom Facebook audiences so that you can create more effective ads. So if you've been running ads for a while, or if you're trying to figure out the ad game because you want to make, better use of your ad dollars, better use of your budget, basically, feels like you're hitting a wall. I know Facebook can feel like that a lot of the time. It feels like that for me, and I play around in Business Manager all the freaking time.
Yep, same here.
So you're basically not alone. If you feel like you're banging your head against the desk, like don't trip. It's fine, I guess is what I'm saying. The question that we're going to ask is, what type of custom audiences should I be using, or should you be using in your ad campaigns? There's a couple of things before you kind of get to that level of understanding custom audiences. We're going to answer some of that now, but if you have any questions, just do me a favor, use that chat. I'll kind of go through it as we go through this. We'll try to take your questions and then get to any. With time permitted, we'll get to in some actual ad campaigns to give you guys some feedback into how all of this stuff just kind of works. So first things first, let's talk about unlocking custom audiences with Facebook Business Manager. So sounds great, Ricardo. What the heck is a custom audience? And a lot of the times the comments I get are, I already have a business manager. The reason you need a business manager, if you don't already have one, is so that you can unlock custom audiences. A lot of you probably have like your personal ad manager, right? That's where you're running ads. It's where you've, traditionally logged in and created your ads. But Noah, can you kind of demystify what exactly is a business manager and why specifically do you need it?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically the business manager, think of it as almost like an umbrella. It's like an organizational tool. And under that umbrella, under that organizational tool, you have your ability to organize the different assets in your business. So that is your page, it's your ad accounts, it's your pixel, it's your employees that want to work on your business. It's how you create your custom audiences, or where you organize and store all that information. So really the business manager, again, it's just an organizational tool. It makes it a lot easier to navigate and, be able to have access to those types of things that you're working on for your business.
So basically, if I'm connecting with somebody like you or me to run ads on your behalf, if I'm an agent and I need you to run ads on my behalf.
Yeah, you don't want to give me your personal login information for your Facebook profile. You want to go ahead and log in, add me to your page, add me to your ad account, and everything is all organized, all separate, and I have my own login access to all that stuff.
So that all happens here. We won't get into kind of the nooks and crannies of setting up your business manager. It's a pretty straightforward process. If you do get stuck, you can reach out to us. Just send us an email or leave a comment with your email, and we'll talk you through the setup. But basically, just go to business.facebook.com and then go through the standard sort of setup instructions.
Yep.
We don't want to spend too much time here on getting it set up, because we want to get into the other stuff, which is basically unlocking custom audiences. So I need a business manager in order to have access to custom audiences, right, Noah?
Right. Correct. Yep.
What else does a business manager give me access to?
Business Manager gives you access to creating the pixel, which is a big thing. And then from there, it's really just like organizations and access to the backend ads manager, which when you're doing ads from your personal profile, you don't have the same sort of capabilities when it comes to targeting, add copy, add imaging, things like that. So you really want to have all this set up, have it all organized, and be able to leverage all of this stuff at the, the premium kind of level.
All right, so let's get into the types of custom audiences. There's a lot of different things that unlocking custom audiences will give you access to. What we typically recommend is low-hanging fruit. You can upload a customer file. So everybody you have in your CRM, or in your database, you can basically upload as a custom audience to Facebook. I would do that in marketing circles. We generally recommend doing that. So for example, I have about 4,000 subscribers on my email list. But I know that when I send an email blast, not all 4,000 people open that email.
Yep.
So it might be a good idea if I have a new podcast episode I just released, I did a new YouTube live, I can run an ad to target the people in that list. And what am I doing? I'm increasing the likelihood or the chances of people seeing my content, my subscribers seeing my content. Right, Noah? Yep.
Correct. And I would say even just like segmenting out from there too. Like if you have multiple custom audiences, you can really segment, upload different ones, and really tailor your message to fit where those people really, are at in the customer journey.
So if you want to stay kind of top of mind with all of your past client database or your current like prospecting database,
yep.
Staying top of mind is the name of the game for you guys in real estate, right? You want to increase the likelihood of that next buyer or seller when they're ready to go. You want to increase the likelihood of you being there and them contacting you.
Right.
So I think uploading that customer file should be an automatic, like by default, this is what I'm going to do. The second is a website visitor. So you want to be able to retarget your website visitors. We'll get into that right now when we talk about the pixel.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is video engagement. So you want to be able to retarget people that are engaging with your video content. If you're already, and I think the last year of the pandemic showed us that we're all increasing the quality of the video that we put out. We're doing 3D virtual tours on all of our listings, because we can't do these big grand open houses, but what do buyers want to see? They want to see big, beautiful pictures of the house. They want to do, virtual tours. So I've seen everybody doing an upgrade in the amount of quality content that they put out, and that includes video.
Right.
Video to me is great for marketing at the top of the funnel.
Right.
If you have a great piece of video content, it's going to cost you pennies on the dollar to buy video traffic on YouTube, right, Noah?
Correct. Yeah, I would say like for top of funnel, definitely like, bio videos specifically on the agents themselves, even running testimonial videos. But like you said, being able to retarget the audiences that you're building with that, because it is just it's such a cost-effective medium to put that out there, and you really can, warm up an audience and then, like you said, retarget them with a little bit more maybe specific call to action, type of ad.
Mm-hmm. And then the next one is retargeting people that are engaging or converting on your lead ads, converting or maybe not converting on your lead ads, like they're hitting that lead form.
Right.
So in the last, I would say little over a year and a half, we've been running tons of lead ads for our agents all over the place.
Yep.
So there's an opportunity there. But let's jump into kind of the first thing that we want to talk about. Let's talk about what the heck is a Facebook pixel?
So basically a Facebook pixel, in, as basic terms as possible, it really is just a snippet of code that you're installing on either your main website, other landing pages you might be using that you're driving traffic to. And the idea behind it, like you touched on earlier, is really being able to retarget these people that are coming to your website and stay in front of them, over a long period of time. What I really like about this too is also being able to build other audiences off of the, pixel data. So if you're running traffic to your website, you're running traffic to a landing page, obviously you're being able to retarget those people without necessarily collecting their contact information, which is what a lot of people have to do. This allows you to kind of achieve that omnipresent sort of feel of like you're staying in front of everybody, as soon as they interact with you, you're able to stay in front of them. And then also as that pixel audience gets even, more and more educated, it becomes more optimized, you can also build what we call, specifically for the real estate niche, it's called a special ad audience, which is similar to the lookalike audience that we used to have in the past. But it allows you to build another audience off of people that are already, engaged and familiar with you as well.
So Noah brings up a couple good points. Being able to target like a specific landing page. So we talk about using like a what's my home worth landing page. There's people who hit that page, they input their address and then they bounce off without submitting their information. Right. And then if you have downloadable guides, so 5 ways to increase the value of your house and make more money on the sale of your home. if you're putting together these guides, you can have the pixel installed on those landing pages so that you're retargeting those site visitors, right?
Right. Yeah. And it's really cool because you can literally segment it where you could be like, okay, people visited this landing page. They didn't make it to, the thank you page URL. So I can really, refine that down in my audience and really have the message only go to people that, maybe started to take this, this action, but didn't quite finish, submitting their information or becoming a lead or something like that.
The assumption there is that the person that hit that page has some level of interest, but there may be early entry. Right. So they're a little warmer than a straight, cold person who has no interest, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So Scott, who we both work with, has a website called findmywayhome.com. So he is retargeting site visitors. Noah, can you break down a couple of the different ways that he segments and targets people using the Facebook pixel?
Yeah, so a big part of him and what we do is basically specifically like the actual landing pages that people are visiting. So we have pixels obviously across the board, and then we're retargeting people based on the content that they're viewing on the site. So if they're looking at something about student loans, if they're looking at something about FHA loans, we're retargeting them with more content specifically about those topics, and then just pushing them back to either with a lead ad or back to the site just for them to actually take action on learning
maybe
more
fill out a loan application or something
like that. Yeah, again, just trying to stay in front of them, keep the conversation going. Maybe they just needed a little bit more education. Maybe they just needed to hear a little bit more from us. So yeah, that's really with the nitty-gritty of that.
And so two questions here. What type of content are you retargeting them with? So what type of ad are you serving up? Mm-hmm. Is it a straight single image ad saying, rates are low, contact us here, or are you doing like client testimonial ads?
Yeah, I would say a little bit of similar. So it would be definitely one client testimonials, and then if it is something where it's not a testimonial and we want to stay back in front of them, definitely video. I wouldn't just do an image ad in front of them. I would do a little bit more of a video and have a chance to expand a little bit more on the topic. And even something like, common questions like FAQ, like a video like that, where, even though people come on here and they look at the blog, maybe there are specific things that we're noticing, based on feedback that we're getting from clients that we're speaking to, that, with this specific topic, these are the 2 to 3 main questions that seem to be coming up across the board. So those are what we want to answer, in our ads, staying in front of those people that came to that site.
So I'm going to let you walk us through, like, how do I access this section to install the Facebook pixel?
Absolutely.
And then my other question is, I'll put yours on the main screen now. My other question is there a minimum sort of amount of traffic I should be getting to my website in order for any of this to work?
Yeah, really good question. So I'll answer that question first, and then I'll show you guys how to actually go ahead and set up the pixel. So when you are building an audience off of pixel data, and this even goes for uploading a customer file as well, you want that data to be at least 500 to ideally, Facebook tells you like 500 is the minimum, but 1,000, contacts that you're uploading or web traffic, that's really the benchmark that you kind of want to be able to use to be able to retarget people and also build new audiences. I mean, that 500 to 1,000, there's a couple reasons why. I mean, one is you want to give the ads manager itself or the Facebook pixel, enough data to really optimize when a campaign's running. So if your audience is too small, Facebook is just going to have trouble with being able to find those people in your, in your campaign. So that's really, that's kind of that 500 to 1,000, web traffic activity. And also when you're uploading a custom audience, that's kind of the benchmark that you want to be shooting for.
Awesome.
So setting up the pixel. So right now I've logged into the business manager. I'm looking at our ads manager right now. So if I go over to I call this like the hamburger menu. If I go over to my business tools, and I'm going to click on this little gear icon that takes me to business settings. And this is just like a backup business manager that I have. So I believe it is under my dad's name, maybe. So down here, what we want to do. So again, this is the business settings section. I want to come down here. I want to click on data sources, and I'm going to click on pixels. Says something went wrong. Okay, no worries. Let's see here. Usually you can create a new one.
Create new.
Yeah, do you see it?
No, I don't.
Interesting. Let me refresh this.
Welcome to Facebook.
Yeah, right. It's something new for us every day. Maybe because I have a handful of pixels in here already created. Let's see.
But basically, log in the Business Manager.
Oh, here we go. Add. Yeah.
Yep.
So you're going to click this little blue button, Add. And then this is where basically you're just naming the pixel, whatever you want it. I'm going to call this just.
So do I have to create a different pixel for separate pages? Like if I have one for my website, so I do ricardobueno.com, I don't have to create one for the individual landing pages, right?
Correct. Yeah. The only time I would say create a new pixel is if you are tracking like different types of events or different types of content. Like usually for an agent or like in the real estate space, you basically can have one pixel across the board, across like your, actual homepage, for your website, and then other landing pages that you're building, because the traffic that is going to those pages are pretty similar. You're able to, still kind of aggregate across the board. So yeah, you do not have to create a new pixel, for every time you're installing it on the page.
And so define events. What do you mean by events? Since here we're working with consumers, it's not like we're selling, e-commerce products and things like that.
Right. So for events, what I would say is like you have an event, based on page view, and that would be somebody that is just coming to the site. And then let's say, I have another URL that's like, /thank you. That event would be, a lead. And so I would segment and have different types of, usually for, when you're installing a pixel, they make it pretty easy where you just have to have the header code. And then you can set up kind of, custom conversions on the back end for optimizing for certain, certain events. But yeah, that's really the two events that I've seen are like, page view or viewing content on the front end. And then when someone becomes a lead, that conversion is now firing on the back end, with having the pixel installed on that site.
Awesome.
Yep. So setting up the pixel, they give you a few different options. Usually, I just click on this middle option here, manually add pixel code to a website. They're going to kick out this base code to you.
Honestly, for a lot of you that are sitting here watching this, a lot of you have a website through a provider.
Yeah.
You can honestly, there's an option here to email the code to your developer, right?
Yep. Email instructions to a developer.
So that's what I would do. Or, copy paste the code, send it to either the website provider or whoever you're working with, or, there's pretty clear instructions on how to install it if you're using WordPress, for example.
Yep.
So it's pretty easy to grab that code, install it on your website, and then Facebook has a way to send test traffic to it to see if it's installed, correct?
Yeah, so let's just do the Find My Way Home. I know this is already installed. I didn't show that, but you can send test traffic. So it's going to fire on here. I also have something cool on my Google Chrome extension called the Facebook Pixel Helper, which shows me that this is firing correctly. So that's another thing that I would say is, kind of cool, is you can have this just knowing, even across the board when you are on other websites. Like I like to, if I'm shopping or something, I like to see if people are pixeling me and they're tracking my data. But that's awesome. Yeah, that gives me.
What's the name of that Chrome extension again? I'll drop it in the show notes.
Yeah, it's called Facebook Pixel Helper, capital F, capital B, Pixel Helper. And it's just a free Google Chrome extension. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Okay. If any of you have any questions, do me a favor, go ahead and use that chat, drop them in the chat. And then my question to you, Noah, is I understand how to set up the pixel. I'm getting it installed on my website. Awesome. I understand that I have, a minimum of 500 recommended, traffic to the site in order for me to capitalize on the opportunity there. What type of ads should I be firing to people knowing that I have the pixel installed now in order for me to maximize my budget? Right.
So in order for that to happen, or for the types of ads that you want to put in front of people, is, kind of like what we said earlier, how we're doing it for Find My Way Home. We have it segmented out based on the type of content that people are viewing. So, this is the idea behind this, is to not really just run, general traffic to a website and just hope people take the action that, we send them to. I see it as like kind of sending people into the void and just hoping that they're going to, take the right action. We really want to run our ads very specific to a certain, how we kind of organize it, or what we call it is like a silo. So we have one sort of content organized, sort of column specifically for a certain topic. And we're running traffic to that. And then we're following people around with, like I said, customer testimonials, FAQs, more video content, breaking down the actual topic a little bit more.
So if somebody, in Scott's case, they specialize in student loans with repayment plans.
Right.
So you might say Ricardo and Ashley thought buying a home was impossible, especially with their student loan debt. Listen to how we help them, achieve the impossible by buying a home of their dreams when they thought, the answer was no wherever else, whatever. And it's a customer testimonial. I totally butchered that ad, by the way. So if you want a copy of,
I think it'll convert.
If you want a copy of it, I'll send it to you. But the idea is that there's a message match between the ad that I'm serving the person and the content they were consuming on the website.
Right.
If somebody hit your "What's My Home Worth" landing page and converted, or maybe if they didn't convert, you might be able to say, how will I buy a home with so little on the market after I sell my home? How do I safely sell during a global pandemic? Listen to how we answered all of these questions and more for Ricardo and Ashley to help them find the home of their dreams while safely putting their current home in escrow.
Awesome. Yep.
And you serve up like a testimonial ad of one of your past clients.
Bingo.
Think about what you're doing there, right? Somebody came to your website, they converted on to find out what their home is worth. Half of that traffic didn't convert because, they're thinking about it, but they just have these reservations. What did I do with my ad? I basically alleviated their concerns or their reservations by saying, hey, are you thinking of selling, but you're totally worried about what you're going to, fit into next, given the lack of inventory? Don't worry, we got you covered. Are you thinking of selling, but you're afraid of how to sell your house safely during a global pandemic? Don't worry, we got you covered. And then you're doing what? You're leveraging social proof. Listen in to how we helped answer those questions for Ricardo and Ashley, who were in that same boat.
Right. And
then who do you know, or are you in a similar boat? We'd like to help you out as well. It's just home run, home run, home run, right?
Awesome. Yep. I love it.
What's the next one? So the next one is how to create an audience from a CSV file, from a customer file.
Yes. So you can still see my screen, right?
No, I'm going to give you access now. Go for it. All yours.
Okay. Cool. I'm here. So again, I'm looking at looking at the back end. I'm looking at the ads manager. So I'm going to go back up to the business tools section. And this time I'm going to go to events manager. Actually, I think this is wrong. I think I need to go to audiences. Yeah, I think this is wrong, actually. See, even the experts make mistakes. If I could get this to load.
It's okay. Facebook only switches things, 5 times a day.
And doesn't say anything to
It doesn't say. It's a ploy to increase their time on site.
I'm getting low time here. Let's try this again.
So the importance while this is loading, the importance of doing or being able to upload a customer file is we often talk about you can upload all of your customer database, but also if you don't have a customer database, you're just getting started, you can upload a specific farm. If you're downloading premium data, like you're purchasing premium data from a premium data source like Cold Realty Resource, etc. It's a great way to kind of fence in a geographic farm for a specific area. And I think that's important.
Yep. Yeah. Good note. So what I did was, I went to business.facebook.com. From the beginning, I was at the ads manager, which is this little shortcut here. Basically what I did is I clicked on audiences. So now I'm looking at our backend, basically our vault of housing all of our audiences. And so in here, I'm going to click on create audience. I'm going to do custom audience. And then I'm going to click this option over here for customer list. Click next. Facebook is giving me more issues, which is awesome.
But it's okay. You basically just follow the steps, right? You click on customer file. Your file needs to be formatted a specific way.
Yeah, so they want it to have basically each record separated in its own column. That's what, it needs to be a CSV file. And then they want like the first name, last name, email, phone number, zip code, those kind of identifying factors to be separated in its own column so that when you upload it to Facebook, it hashes correctly and it gets uploaded correctly.
Right. When you're uploading that file, it'll basically auto match the fields for you, won't it?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So they are able to identify that, okay, this, column A, column B are first name, last name, and you basically just have to match it on the back end of Facebook for them to, get that uploaded.
Awesome. Yep. So this is basically what you see on my screen here is an example of a data file that we purchased. I put up the slides again.
Okay.
So this is an example of like premium data that you can purchase. For example, if you're just getting started or you're trying to break into and market to a specific farm, this is just an example of the kind of premium data you would purchase. So you can purchase, first name, last name. It's not on here because this is a screen grab, but you can purchase like phone numbers and email addresses, or if you're using a data source like Cole Realty Resource, which is one of my favorites, Cole let you do unlimited data downloads, and then you can hash the data in any number of ways. So if you wanted to say, show me homeowners where they've lived there for a minimum of 3 years, because you wouldn't market to someone if they just moved in, right? But anyway, this is a great way to kind of take a farm, a prospecting farm, upload it to Facebook, and that's your like audience that you're going to advertise to.
Right.
So, Noah, a specific number in mind here. I know a lot of agents, they only want to market to a farm of 500 or 1,000 homes, but just like the pixel, is there a certain minimum number here?
Yeah, same sort of thing. Like you want that, and this goes for like actual records that you're uploading. So that 500 to 1,000, 500 minimum, 1,000 is really recommended for a file that you're uploading to be able to optimize and run correctly when you're actually attaching it to an audience or a campaign.
I always say even more because Facebook used to give you an exact match rate once upon a time. Now it doesn't do that at all. So in other words, if you uploaded 1,000 records, Facebook was going to say, great, we found 546 homeowners out of your file of 1,000. Facebook stopped doing that a while ago.
Yeah.
They're going to say you either have a low match rate, a medium match rate, or a high match rate. And I don't think I ever really see high match rates anymore.
No, I get a lot of lows.
Yeah. So I know you like to say, or you like to think, well, I'm only going to target a farm of 1,000. My recommendation is when it comes to this, the more data you have, the better, even if you're spilling into the sort of outer boundaries of that farm that you're trying to fence in.
Right.
Noah, what type of ads would you run to this sort of custom audience?
For a custom audience like this, the way that I see this working, and even though like this is, let's say that you did purchase, some of this data and you're uploading it into Facebook, I would start with video top of funnel. I'd put a video in front of these people, and we'll cover, how to retarget video engagement, a little bit later in this episode. But that was what I would really start with, is even like maybe a bio video on you as an agent yourself. Putting maybe a video of a listing that you have in front of these people, seeing if you get any interest off of that. And then again, like I said, we'll cover it a little bit later in this talk. But building an audience off of people that are engaging with that video is really how you can really start to, go from a broad sort of, audience that you uploaded into a little bit more of a narrow, interested, warm audience that you now can really serve a message to.
So bio videos are great. I think bio videos can be very powerful because I've said this before, either on our podcast or on a webinar. Think of today's consumer. They're probably sitting in front of a computer and they have at least 5 different browser tabs open. They have you and 4 other agents, right? They're trying to make a decision. If I were to ask you, we were on a Zoom call like this, Ricardo, what makes you different? What's your answer? What you say and how you communicate that is going to, help determine your likability factor. It's going to help demonstrate your knowledge, your expertise, et cetera, et cetera. And really what you're looking is for a point of differentiation so that they choose you over those 4 other agents that they're also interviewing for that job.
Right. Bingo.
I think having a powerful bio video should be sort of your default video when somebody goes to your YouTube page, but it's also a great piece of marketing. So it's a great investment. It's a great piece of marketing that you can use on these top of funnel ads or these targeting ads. They're getting your postcards in the mail. They see your yard signs out, every time you have a listing in that farm. And then what else do they see? They see your regular sort of about me videos that you're hitting them with every now and again.
Yep.
Your branding and awareness ads, in other words. And then this was just a screenshot of Scott and his Find My Way Home, how he uploaded his customer file. If you guys still have any questions on that, uploading customer data, let me know. But let's jump into the next one since we are talking about video. So the next one is how to create an audience from video engagement or lead form activity.
Yeah.
Talk us through this.
One of my favorites. So do you want to switch back over to my screen?
Yep.
I'll show how to set this one up. So again, we're on just the audience section on the back end of the business manager. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create audience, and then I'm going to go again to custom audience. And then I want to come down here to under Facebook sources. I want to click on video, click next. And then it's basically going to ask me to choose the content type, which is basically just to select which parameter of people that engage with this video, who do I want to retarget. So the way that Facebook on the reporting on the ads manager section, they're usually going to report what they call through plays, and this is people that watch at least 15 seconds of your video. If your video isn't that long, if it's like 30 seconds, if it's long, or if it's shorter than that, they're not super transparent on how they track through plays. Yeah. But for the most part, this is what I like to retarget, is just because Facebook is obviously, this is their internal tracking. Okay, I know that I'm being able to do this, but you really can segment out people that have watched 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 25% of your video, maybe almost all of your video. So that's that. And then from there, you're just choosing the content that you were running that you want to retarget in.
So if I'm doing a top of funnel, so cold traffic, if I'm promoting a video to a bunch of cold traffic, what's my sort of baseline here? Should I always say like that watch at least 10 seconds, that watch at least 25 seconds, or it depends on what it is?
Yeah, I think it depends on what it is. I think it's worth a test. I think like for the most part, I want someone that's at least staying. If my video is over a minute, I want somebody that's at least watching 50 to 75% of that video and is going to stick around. Other than that, I would probably optimize for a through play if it's 30 to a minute long. But other than that, I do want people that have showed and stayed for a decent amount of time, if I'm going to continue to spend money on them. So
for some of you, your listings, and I'm not criticizing the length, I'm just saying, for some of your listings, the video is 3.5 to 4 minutes. In some cases, depending on the property and just how you shot your video, it's 5 minutes. So for that, I probably want a higher intent audience. So I'm going to target somebody who watched 50% of that video.
Yeah, 50 base. If you want to test and try more, definitely. I mean, Facebook's going to show you as well when you're building this out. It's going to show you, this is how many through plays you have. This is people that have watched 3 seconds of your video. So it'll give you a little bit of an idea on what size of audience that is and who you can really target. But yeah, I wouldn't want to really do anything other than 50% or under 50%.
Awesome.
Yep.
Let me show you guys a video here. I'm going to cut back to my screen really quick. And then this is an example of what I mean. So this is the Swordstrom group. This is a great video that they got done. It's about 1 minute and 12 seconds for a specific community that they sell in here in Irvine. So must-see home, don't miss out. This stunning 4-bed, 3.5 bath is 3,000 square feet home in San Diego with amazing panoramic views. Enjoy these stunning panoramic westerly views from the secluded mid-century modern Del Cerro home, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's a great kind of walkthrough of the Altair community and the greater park area. So any sort of comments here, Noah?
Yeah, no, what I really liked about this was, again, it gives you a lot of different kind of capabilities with, targeting people. People are, engaging more with video. And then again, what I liked about it was, we're able to build an audience off of these people as well. So even if they don't necessarily take action on this, or they did take action, we can continue to stay in front of them with, either a bio video for them, another listing that they might have, just other opportunities for, converting this traffic into, actual leads.
So what type of budget would you set if you were running a video ad, something like this?
Video ad, it's interesting when it comes to budget. I think, anything, it depends on a few different things. It depends on audience size, depends on length of video, but I would say anywhere from $10 to $20 a day on a video is pretty much okay to get started with, and then you start to ramp up from there. But yeah, I would say that's a pretty solid starting budget, because again, you'll start to notice that you can really start to collect a decent amount of views on your video for, pretty cheap. Again, that's relative, but that, you still can get away with spending, $10 to $20 a day.
And then what am I retargeting them with after I've come in and I've built a custom audience from people that have engaged with my video?
Yeah, so it starts with definitely what that top of funnel video was that you are building that audience off of first. So if it is a listing, maybe I come up with more information about the listing itself. If it's my bio video, maybe I have some, in market questions that I'm noticing a lot of people asking, and those again are what I answer. Testimonials from past customers that I've definitely helped that have specific situations that I want to continue to show. Something like that, something unique, something different, talking about you and selling you as the business professional rather than, talking saying, some of the other things that we see.
So right now the market's super crazy, bunch of multiple offer situations, buyers can't get their offers accepted. So maybe you ran a video ad for that listing on Altair. Your retargeting ad could be something like, who you work with matters, but don't take my word for it. Hear how we help Noah win in a multiple offer situation and get the home of his dreams.
Yep.
To find out more, our foolproof plan for getting getting your offer accepted, text this number or whatever.
Right.
To download my free guide, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So just think about these advertisements that you're putting out. It's just more bait that you're throwing to keep moving people down a specific funnel or down a specific path.
Right.
And then we're going to talk about this, Noah, the lead ad engagement. What is this?
So similar to a video engagement with lead ads. Ricardo, do you want to jump back over to my screen?
Yep, got you.
Okay. So with lead ads, I'll walk through the setting this up and then why we use this. So I'm going to go to create an audience, custom audience. And then under Facebook sources, you have an option down here called lead form. I'm going to select that. And then this gives you including people, excluding people. What I liked about this, so events, you can do anyone who opened this form, people who opened it but didn't submit the form, and then people who opened and submitted the form. So it gives you a few different audiences that you can really segment down to. So like Ricardo said, over the last year or so, we've been running a lot of lead ads. And so with this, I want to sometimes target people that opened that lead form but didn't submit it yet. I'm going to follow them around with other types of information. People that did open and submit the form, maybe I'm going to show them sort of testimonials. Now that they become a lead, I want to continue to stay in front of them, continue to solidify my presence in their mind. And then also what was cool about this too is you're able to, like I talked about earlier, the special ad audiences. So when you upload a customer file, you can build what's called a special ad audience, which is basically you're supplying Facebook data and you're telling them, go and find other people that are similar to the people that are in this file that I uploaded. So if it is, people that are first-time home buyers, then maybe, Facebook is going to go and find other people that are similar to that. If I am able to build an audience off of people that opened and submitted this lead form, that's a pretty, high intent sort of, audience that I'm building. Now I can tell, Facebook, hey, I have this audience of 500 people that have submitted my lead form in the past, 90 days. Go and find other similar people, to this, audience set and find more people like that. And I'm going to continue to show my ads to them. And again, it's just, kind of all starts to build on top of itself.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's how you set that up. And that's kind of the different, functions of when I would really use a lead ad and why we're, retargeting some of those people that, like I said, opened and maybe didn't submit, opened and did submit, or, anybody that did open that form.
For somebody that opened and didn't submit, what type of ad would you retarget them with? Or do you just continue to retarget them with new listing ads?
I would show them probably the same. Yeah. What I've been doing specifically is building an audience off of people that, that did open but didn't submit. I'm just showing them more listing ads, more stuff, just staying in front of them, seeing if I'm going to get them to bite on other things.
Awesome.
Yep.
And guys, the kind of the goal with all of this, as you're kind of building out your strategy here, your retargeting strategy, really the goal is you just want to give the impression like, damn, it seems like you're everywhere. Again, it's kind of, you're taking a multi-channel approach and you're getting people to see your content. So you have signage out from new listings. You're doing your just listed, just sold postcards. You're hopefully cold calling those geo leads in that farm, but also they're seeing your advertisements online because you're following them everywhere. Right. You just want to give that impression that, damn, we're going to go with Ricardo because this guy's everywhere. So I'd love to open it up for some Q&A. We went a little bit over on our time, but hopefully you guys found that helpful. What we put together for you was a copy of a sort of ad budget cheat sheet. So if you just text the word ad budget to 44222, you'll get a copy. It's part of our flywheel document that we put together a little over a year ago. And it's basically, a traditional sales funnel. You work on getting people into the funnel, closing them, converting them into a client, and you move on to the next. You're always dumping, data into the funnel, trying to convert them, moving on to the next. What we did is we built this customer flywheel because, you don't forget about the customer after you've closed. You still got to continue to nurture that relationship so that you can continue to get repeat and referral business. So what we're doing is we're building an automated marketing flywheel, and we're using Facebook ads, specifically targeted Facebook ads, to hopefully continue generating leads, building that pipeline of future business, and then nurture the relationship, right? It all works exceptionally well or beautifully well if you have the different pieces of that funnel working together. So we describe that process a little bit better in that 4-page PDF. It's just called the flywheel. And on that third page, page 3, we break down what our recommended ad budget is if you're generating leads using targeted lead ads, what your recommended ad budget should break down to if you're building branding and awareness ads, and what type of ad or campaign type you want to select for that. And then if you're running ads to showcase specific activity like just sold and things like that, we show you what type of campaign to run for that, and we break down again the budget or the recommended budget. So other than that, thank you guys so much for joining us. Noah, where can we get a hold of you? Where can we if we have any questions?
Yeah, absolutely. The best way to get a hold of me or to find more information on me would just be to contact me on Facebook. So you can either DM me there. I have my portfolio linked on Facebook. So yeah, that'd be the best place. Just Noah Cronfly on Facebook. Shoot me a DM. Feel free to look at my portfolio. And if you need any help, yeah, feel free to reach out.
All right, guys. Thank you so very, very much for listening. If you got value out of this, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And hopefully we'll put together some more of these ad streams for you. So hope you found that helpful. You guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great week. Noah, you're the man. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye.